would cry if I could. We were so close. So close to a Super Bowl. So close. You win the division for the first time in 30 years. You get a home playoff game at Ford Field for the first time ever. You win it. A playoff win for the first time in 32 years. And you win a second one, too. You have all of the world behind you as you march your asses right into San Francisco, going up against the big cock Brock Purdy and the shit stain known as Santa Clara, California, and the 49ers. Nobody outside of that city is rooting for the 49ers. They're all rooting for you. In fact, you pulled off another heist and somehow invaded the stadium on NFC Championship Day. You even got goddamn Michael Strahan to pick you. Something I never thought would happen. Ever. In a prediction. For a playoff game, mind you. And you were up 24-7 at half. 24-7. You had the Super Bowl in your breadbasket. Everybody was just cheering, maning for you to do this. And then the second half game. More likely the third quarter. Dan Campbell. I'm not going to rip on you too hard because those fourth down play calls, I think they were justified. But in order to prevent you from needing to go for it on fourth down 90% of the time during the entire season, costing you, let's say, 4 games this season, maybe. You cost yourself week 2, cost it Thanksgiving, the Dallas game, which would have given you the 1 seed. Lions win this game. It's in Ford Field, by the way. Guaranteed, because he takes the points there, because it's indoors. It cost you this one, too. They were good play calls, though. You just need to get yourself a kicker. Somebody that is more reliable, more accurate. Killed you last season from a playoff spot. Killed you this season from a higher seeding. And it killed you in the biggest game of the season. And maybe then you won't go for it on fourth down every time you're anywhere inside the 50-yard line. Just maybe a little thought up there, buddy. But I like you. You're a great coach. You're doing great things. I love your grit. I love your tenacity. Let's talk about your defensive coordinator, however, Mr. Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn. Why you weren't fired after last season, I have no idea. I don't. You had the worst defense in the league last year, or second to worst, I don't remember. And this year you weren't much better. I mean, let's take a look at the last 6 games of the season, shall we? At Vikings, you give up 411 yards to Nick fucking Mullins. Nick Mullins, a backup quarterback. You give him 411 fucking yards to him. Week 17 at Dallas. You actually did pretty good, except you gave up almost 300 yards to CeeDee Lamb alone, based off of blown coverage, because you don't know, your players can't tackle, apparently. But I digress with that game. Week 18, you have the division clinched, and Minnesota rolls back into town, and you give up 400 yards to guess who? Nick fucking Mullins. Nick fucking Mullins. Dude literally got You literally got benched at home against the goddamn Packers. And he gets the starting job back only so he can get 456,000 fucking yards against your sorry ass defense. Wild card weekend against the fucking Rams. So let Stafford and Puka Nacua go off. Then the divisional round, that fucking Baker Mayfield. Renaissance QB. Oh, he's so good. He went 9-8 in the regular season. And you let it drop 3 deuces on you. And then we get to this game. It doesn't make much sense to me now, does it? I mean, literally, you could not get any pressure. The 49ers O-line is not good at all. Except it's not Trent Williams, who apparently cloned himself 50 times over to fill the O-line. I mean, like Brock fucking Purdy. He didn't throw the ball that well, but he ran it well. It's good enough for him, I guess. Like, good old Christian McCaffrey. Mr. Can't win a Super Bowl because he was drafted by the Panthers. Ooh, look at him run. Ooh, look at him bounce off. And you throw guys right into goddamn tight ends. You throw goddamn cornerbacks into fucking George Kittle and this other fullback who has the athleticism of a goddamn track runner. Doesn't seem like very full to me. You're just like, you don't even teach your players to like tackle. They just like run into the fucking guy. I mean, listen to this, okay? When you're going for a fucking tackle, okay, you want to bear hug the player. Grab the player. Not just go, and hope to God that works. Because I can sure as shit tell you it didn't tonight. And then what was the offensive play calling as well? Ben Johnson, after the first half, did you just decide, I'm getting paid $85 million a year, whatever, at the Washington football team. Commander. I'm gonna be a commie now, so I don't care about this game. You just give up at halftime? You literally gashed the Niners defense for almost 200 rushing yards in the first half. So, when you're looking at your check mark of things to do in the second half, you could, A, continue running the ball and, working the line and draining clock and maintaining your 17-point lead. Or B, start just having Goff absolutely chuck the ball into double coverage against a guy who has not caught anything all game long. Any logical people in that situation would probably choose A. At least to start, right? Not this team. They're just going to start chucking the ball up to Jahmyr Gibbs, playing him as a receiver instead of a running back. And they're going to throw not one, but 2 fourth down calls to goddamn Josh Reynolds, who did not have a fucking target until this point. And it's just go, dunk, 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 right off his goddamn hands. And then the 49ers are going to be like, going down to defense, zoom, 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 zoom. We're just going zoom, 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 zoom. And then fucking Brandon Ayuk, whatever your name is, right? Oh, he's gonna be like, go for the ball, and the defensive guy is like, oh, go for the ball. What am I gonna do? Oh, sorry, it bounced off my face, and it's gonna bounce right in your goddamn hand. Literally, fucking 2 miracles of God happened in your fucking faces. Somehow little old Bernie just zooming along. He's like, oh, I'm going to do a backhand off my foot over my shoulder. Just like, whoa. And Mr. Jawan Jennings he's gonna jump on top of this guy's deck and just lock, schlock, rod, dingwas. And fucking one hand catching mid-air like he's fucking Odell Beckham in 2014. $27 unanswered points in the second half that you gave up. 7 points. Are you serious? And you know why? You know why those miracles of God happened? You know why the 49ers guys are goddamn Cam Sutton. I want you gone. Let's take a look at some of the opponents that he's been matched up with over the last few games. Go back to, Nick Mullins dropped 411 yards on Christmas Eve in weeks against the Lions. Well, almost 200 of those with the Justin Jefferson. You know who was on Justin Jefferson? Fucking Cam Sutton. Oh, CeeDee Lamb almost 300 yards in the Cowboys-Lions game, week 17. Guess who was on CeeDee Lamb? Fucking Cam Sutton. And then they decided, after realizing he had almost 200 Jefferson, they're like, oh, we don't see any problems here. Let's put Cam Sutton right back on him. Everything will be just fine. You know what? He wasn't. Puka Nacua, 188 yards in the wild card game. Guess who was on him? Our good old friend, Mr. Cam, can't cover anybody. And of course, he has fucking Mike Evans in the divisional round. And who was he on this time? Fucking Brandon Ayuk, who absolutely shredded the defense. I don't understand. We were 1/2 away. And you gave up. You gave up. This loss stings for many reasons. Personal and not so personal. Which I won't get into here, mostly. To me, it just feels like it's going to be like the 2017 Jaguars, who had that really good run. They were a 3 seed, same as the Lions were this year. They won a playoff game at home, and then they upset a heavy favorite in the Steelers, second round, and then they had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter against the Patriots and choked it away to barely miss their first Super Bowl appearance. And they have been absolute ass since. Outside of a fluke run last couple years ago, because the Chargers are the Chargers. Otherwise, nothing. I mean, it could really happen, too. I mean, Ben Johnson's already going to be the head coach of the Commanders, like I already said that. I mean, Aaron Glenn, as much as I'd like to see him gone, I don't think they're going to get rid of him. And I don't know if they're going to be able to bring in an offensive coordinator good enough to be anywhere near Ben Johnson's level. I think Ben Johnson was a huge reason why Goff was so good this year and last year to be an extent. I don't think Goff's a sensational quarterback. I think he's a solid quarterback, but he needs a good system around him to work. And without a guy like Ben Johnson leading the helm, how are you going to get him to do it, you know? Goff is complete ass against the blitz. He makes terrible reads. And he can't run, despite being still somewhat young, compared to some other QBs in the league, at least. You don't know who's going to be free agents. I mean, they're going to have a shit draft pick because of how far they went. So they can probably get a good lineman, which would be nice. But they already have a pretty good offensive line and defensive line to be an extent. So what are you going to do there? I mean, I guess they'll get Emmanuel Mosley back for the defense, barring he doesn't tear his ACL by just stepping on the ground again like he did in week 5. They need to draft some people. They need to get a fucking kicker. I guess they can get that with their first round pick. But no, they'll probably get another wide receiver. Or they'll get another QB to sit behind Goff for 10 years. God damn it. We were this close, and you just had to throw it away. I thought we had shed the thing. Same old Lions, same old Lions. No more same old Lions. Same old fucking Lions. My ass. You will always be the same old Lions till you fucking make a Super Bowl. And even worse, now in the Super Bowl, instead of rooting for, the Lions or an actually respectable team, I have to root for Taylor Swift, because that's the entire identity of the Chiefs right now, is Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift and Jackson Mahomes going on. Jackson Mahomes, who should be in jail right now because he abused people and committed assaults. But no, his last name's Mahomes, so of course he's not going anywhere. And then, of course, Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes, dancing and jumping and screaming. And then we're going to see Jason Kelsey's bare-bone base bot tit operations while he's chugging down some shitty Coors Light that's probably given to him. I have to either root for those fuckers or I have to root for the shit stain that is California. To me, that's like picking a pile of crap or another pile of crap. Just as which one's the bigger pile of crap? I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't care. I don't care who wins the Super Bowl. Quite frankly, I don't even know if I'm going to watch. I think the league has been terrible this year. Honestly. I don't think either of these teams deserve to be in the Super Bowl. Neither do they deserve to win it. I mean, San Francisco gets away with 100 holding calls in the NFC Championship. They wonder why Brock Purdy's able to just scoot his fat ass down the sideline. Well, it's because Aiden Hutchinson's like, no phone call there. Missed a blatant face mask. They missed a blatant roughing the passer on Goff. They missed PI. They missed everything. It's fate. I am convinced it's fate. So here's what we're going to do, Ken Palm. Alright? You've taken things personal, right? You want the blue lion to... You want to eat it? You want to rig it? You want it to never succeed in life, ever? Well, you can eat it after this. Wipe it. Have it all you want now. BK, have it your way. Good day. Goodbye.